Tornadoes are some of the most unpredictable and destructive forces of nature. Known for their sheer power and speed, they can cause devastation in mere seconds, turning entire towns into rubble. Tornadoes form when conditions are just right, when warm, moist air meets cooler, dry air. Their immense force can uproot trees, destroy buildings, and even hurl cars through the air. With wind speeds often exceeding 200 miles per hour in the strongest tornadoes, it's no wonder these storms leave a lasting impact on communities. Across the United States, particularly in the infamous Tornado Alley, countless lives have been lost, but some people have lived through the terror and emerged with stories of survival that seem almost miraculous. In this video, we will dive into a few of these incredible stories, tales of resilience, hope, and the will to survive in the face of nature's fury. Our first story takes place on April 27, 2011, a tragic day for the southeastern United States. While working at a hardware store, one man witnessed the sheer power of a nearby tornado. Although his town wasn't directly hit, the storm was close enough to send 2-inch PVC pipes flying from outdoor racks into a neighboring yard like missiles. The storm's reach extended even farther when, later that night, the man found mail from Cullman, Alabama in his own yard, along with coloring assignments from an unknown elementary school. As debris scattered all around, including insulation and siding from nearby houses, he could only pray that his neighbors and friends were safe. Thankfully, he and his family were spared, but the memories of that day remain seared into his mind, a reminder of how close disaster can strike. Fast forward nearly 9 years and another storm hit, this time less severe. After a non-severe storm sent a tree crashing onto his house, the man went outside to assess the damage. It was while cutting the tree that he felt an eerie calm. No breeze, no rain, just stillness. His neighbor, who had been quietly helping, began frantically pointing to the west, warning him of another tornado. With little time to react, he barely made it inside, taking shelter in his bathroom. As the tornado passed, the sound of nails being ripped from wood, glass shattering, and a haunting groan filled the air, leaving him trembling long after the storm was gone. In the end, he survived the ordeal with only minor injuries, but the emotional scars and nightmares would stay with him for months. Thankfully, his neighbor's quick thinking likely saved his life that day. Another chilling story takes us to Cookeville, Tennessee on March 3, 2020. Early that morning, an EF4 tornado hit the area, leaving devastation in its wake. A family, hearing the sirens, quickly took shelter in their laundry hallway, huddled together as the tornado approached their home. With an unimaginable force, the tornado ripped through their backyard, lifting the entire family, along with the hardwood floor, 250 feet across the street. As they landed, disoriented and shaken, they were incredibly thankful to be alive. Although they lost everything that night, the family felt they had been protected by something beyond explanation, surviving the night with only minor injuries. The aftermath left their lives forever changed, but their gratitude for being spared remained strong. In another account, a young child just 6 or 7 years old witnessed the terror of a tornado in Lincoln, Nebraska. After noticing an ominous cloud formation while coming home from school, the child was quickly rushed into the family car by their mother. With sirens blaring and the sight of a funnel cloud in the distance, they raced home to take shelter in the basement. As they waited, the sounds of hail and rumbling grew louder. When an EF2 tornado touched down just east of the child's school, ripping off part of the roof, the family felt the full weight of the storm's power. Although terrified, they made it through, grateful that their home remained intact despite the close call. Our next story comes from Dallas, Texas, on the night of October 20th, 2019. A man, simply trying to grab a pizza during halftime of a Dallas Cowboys game, found himself standing in the middle of an EF3 tornado. After running out of pizzas, he waited in the parking lot when the tornado hit, sucking him into the air. Desperate to survive, he clung to a support column before being thrown onto a truck. Holding onto the rim of the front tire, he weathered the tornado's 140-mile-per-hour winds, surrounded by destruction. As the storm passed, he was left with severe injuries and debris embedded in his body. Although the experience was horrifying, he considered himself lucky to have made it out alive. In yet another close call, a man working on a backlot during a storm witnessed nature's unpredictability firsthand. As the rain picked up, the wind suddenly intensified, catching him off guard. Trapped in his pickup truck, surrounded by a large tree, a semi-truck, and a metal carport, the wind began to whip all around him. Although it started as a mild storm, The winds increased dramatically within moments, and he barely made it out of his truck in time to take shelter. His quick instincts likely saved his life, but the memory of those swirling winds has stayed with him. Tornadoes are nature's unpredictable giants, capable of causing devastation in a matter of minutes. The survival stories we've shared show how quickly life can change in the face of such powerful storms. For those who live in tornado-prone areas, preparedness and quick thinking are essential. These survivors face terrifying moments, some being tossed through the air, others losing their homes, but through it all, they held on to hope and resilience. While the aftermath of a tornado is often tragic, the stories of survival remind us of the strength of the human spirit, the importance of community, and the will to keep moving forward, even when the world seems to be falling apart around you. Stay safe, stay weather aware, and always have a plan. Because in the blink of an eye, a tornado can change everything.